Another race to 8 between Scott Gillespie from Scotland and YASSER AMRANI from Morocco. The Moroccan has won the leg and will break. We're playing the 3-point rule. One point for every ball down, except the 8 ball. The 8 ball doesn't count on the break, and it doesn't even count as a ball down, which I think is a little bit unfair. But anyway, it's a dry break. Gillespie will come to the table. I'm going to be joined very, very shortly by Brian Alcrow. May have seen him on this table in the previous match. Also did a little interview with him at the end. Really, really interesting guy, always got something to say. So looking forward to him joining me very, very soon. I've got his throne ready. He will be joining me very, very soon. Actually, talk of the devil, and he shall appear. He's just about to come and sit next to me. He's even bought his own water with him. I had a nice bottle waiting for you, Brian.
Did you? Well,
welcome.
I'll sack that one off and I'll go for a fresh one. Thanks for having us, mate.
Thanks for joining me. I know, never easy just after you've played a match to come and...
Oh, well, like, the thing with me is I've done a bit of commentary, Mark. Done a fair bit, and I've done a bit of presenting too, and it's quite good at it, to be truthful. I think, like,
you're not trying to nick my job, are you?
I think you could be giving me a rub in a few years to come and say, Buzzer, do you want to come and join me with a bit of commentary? Because I enjoy doing it, you know what I mean? I know a bit about Scott, but I don't know anything about the other fella. What about yourself?
That makes two of us. We'll have to wing it, mate. We'll have to get some of your stories, won't we?
Well, there's a few where you're going to have to hit us with them, and we'll just fire them away because there's that many.
Just a little word about this, Brian. Race to 8.
Yeah.
Table playing very, very quick.
Yeah. It's slick. As I say, you watched us in the doubles, and I never got up my chair, so I couldn't really get much of a grasp from that. And then the first frame today, I'm still stuck in it again. But it's the nature of the game. Like, some days you don't participate, do you? If the balls are being cruel to you, I think I broke dry the first 4 frames there.
Yeah, you did. You just couldn't get the break going, could you? He broke well, and then you started to make balls on the break, and he stopped making balls. And it's such a weird game, isn't it?
Honestly, it's like whatever the pool gods have got in store for you, just accept it. Like I've got my 2 sons here with us, and they're like, Dad, you got such a good balance with your game. Now what I find is these Rasson tables are probably going to help me, because I don't know if you've noticed, Yannick's doing really well.
Yes, very well. He was on here last night. He beat Chris Mellin.
Yeah, well, he's a grinder. He's got the grinding game. Carl Morris, he's still in. He's got the grinding game. Myself, I've got the grinding game, because these tables don't allow you to play certain shots. So if you've got, if you've got like a ball on top left hand side cushion, and you wanted to screw it back to the bottom rail, a couple of inches behind it, you can't do it. So you have to like change your routes, change your thought process of like, well, I know I can't play that shot now.
One thing I've noticed with players is where they would be leaving balls on the rail to play down the rail, like the similar shots that you just mentioned there, they're actually playing to move them off of the rail.
Or double them.
Or back, exactly, or double them.
What I've been doing is I've just been, if I can't move them, I can't double them, I've just been knocking them off the rails and leaving the white in an area where they've got nothing, and just chipping away like that.
Do you still enjoy the grind? Do you still love the battle?
I don't know if you know much about me, Mark, but like, I was originally a world rules player, which were very tactical. The golden era.
Right.
I was part of the golden era. I won't say I was one of the golden boys. I wasn't top of the class, but I was in the class. you know what I mean?
You weren't teacher's pet.
I was a grinder, mate, because in the world rules, if you hung a ball, there was no skill shot.
No, you couldn't
So
play.
you
through the
couldn't
other
play
one.
a skill shot. So what I used to do was, I'd look at an area of the table where he had 3 balls next to the pocket, and I'd take that pocket, which would then put me 3 shots ahead. So by the time he's chipped them 3 out, I've took another 3 pockets. So I own half the table. You with us?
Yeah, I am. For those that didn't hear the interview that we did at the end of the game there in the arena, you hold the world record for the fastest ever shootout, right? 15.9?
15.09, yeah.
That's incredible. But you also own another record.
Slowest. The slowest. I've got another one as well, which is quite unique. I didn't mention that one here.
Go on then.
But they did a vote off with the best ultimate professional pool player shirts. So everybody issued a shirt, and my shirt was voted the best shirt.
I was actually talking about it during your match because I was trying to remember who you said designed it for you. Was it your niece or your daughter?
My son's wife. What happened? We will talk about the pool in a bit.
We will, yeah. You're more interested at the moment to me. Come on.
It's just if these watch this back, they're going to say they're not even talking about the match here. But
oh, great.
you mentioned something about
Scott Gillespie.
Yeah. I played Scott last week. We had a right good battle. We did. Had a bit of needle at the end of it as well, which was like, I don't know how to explain it, but we've had a great game. Scott's just recently lost his father, which is really sad, and I know he's emotionally wanting to win, probably more than he ever wanted to win. So at the start of the game, I wish condolences to him, to his father, and I wanted to show a bit of compassion because nobody wants to lose a parent, you know what I mean? And the first 3 frames, I did what I do when I sat in my chair. Didn't move. I broke dry, and he broke twice, cleaned up both of them. But then I got a little bit of the table, and I pulled it 3-3, and I missed the black to go 4-3. So I put me 4-3 down, and I won the next 3. So if I hadn't missed that black, I'd won.
You're probably the best person to ask this question. How comfortable are those seats in the arena?
Oh, they're the comfortablest seats are. They must have knew I was good at sitting in chairs, Mark, because look at how lush that looks. It's fantastic.
It's better than I've got in my house. So let's just talk a little bit about this game.
Yeah.
We should do. We're contractually obliged to, apparently.
Yeah.
So just talk us through this rack. Scratch on the break there.
So
Where did you see this one?
Straight away, now with these Rasson tables, you're looking how many balls you've got on the rails. Right? So we'll look at this frame here when it comes on, when the table comes on, and you see the red dead on the top rail? That's going to be a problem. So he's going to go yellows and kick the one out on the side rail here. So
Did he tried to move that, you think?
Now he's got problems. You see what he's done there? He's played that with side when he should have just run it in normal ball. And the side's missed the yellow. If he kicks that yellow out, everything's good. But as I say, once you get into the lap, does the shot clock go last 10 minutes in this format?
Shot clock 30 seconds.
Yes, but it got
And
quicker
then it
at the end,
goes
didn't
after
it?
10 minutes down to 10 minutes. Then it goes to 15
I
seconds.
thought at the end of the game with Craig there it was going a bit quick, like, because as I say,
brutal, isn't it? That 15 seconds.
because you haven't got time, mate. You're literally winging it.
But it's great, and it's great for the sport. I think it's.
As I said in the interview with you, with the Moroccans, for me, like, have raised the bar so high. You know, it's like I'm so happy for them. They're a lovely bunch. Everybody's smiling, and they'll do out for you. You know, if you need something, or they'll just do it for you. You know what I mean? They'll do it with a smile on their face. And
I actually mentioned to somebody this morning that I need to have a shave before finals day tomorrow because I'm going to be doing a bit of presenting and that. And they said, "Oh, no problem. We find somebody we'll bring a razor to you, no problem."
well, if you're bringing a barber, can you get them to give me a shot? Because my hair's all over the shop.
I wasn't going to mention that.
It's all over. I meant to get a haircut before I come, but that's a good shot. He's moved it out there. So he's going to have a little problem here. He's going to have to dead weight this in because he's running into the black, and then he's going to be snookered. So he literally has to just drop this in so he can drop the next yellow in the opposite middle pocket, hit the gap between the two reds on the top rail and battle for the black in the middle. He's got to be so precise here. There you go.
Yeah, made a mistake, hasn't he?
I thought he was going to... see, but he might be never been on TV before, and if you've never been on there, it's a very daunting place. I'll tell you a story about my son yesterday. When we played the team man, he's never been on TV before, and he's always given me a stick like that. Why did you play that shot? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? And I'm like, Jordan, you've got no idea until you experience it. So this is so funny what I'm going to tell you. Right? I've never in all my life, right, never knew a pool player not want to get a shot.
No.
So he's playing his frame, the guy's at the table, and he wants the guy to clear up, because when he's in his chair, right, his head's gone blank.
Wow.
Totally blank. He's like that. I wanted the guy clear up, so because I didn't know what to do when I went to the table. I says, you wanted to go on first.
Did you throw him up? Did you throw him off the team?
Well,
He went out, didn't
He
you?
lost the lag, which cost me not getting a shot, because they both cleaned up off. I think you did a commentary where you says I broke dry one of them.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't do any breaks.
Oh, you didn't do any?
No.
No, you didn't, did you? You didn't even get a break. That's right, I remember now.
I didn't do anything in that game, apart from support my two teammates who'd never been on before, and they got to feel what it was like. So afterwards I says, right, Jordan, there you go, you've had a feel of it now do you know where I'm coming from? He went, how do you do that? I says, well, in the beginning I was just like you. I was just like you in the beginning, winging it. Where's the easiest ball? Just pot it. Don't matter where the white lands. No positional play. No patterns. Just because that's what it does to you.
Yeah.
But I'm like 4 years in now, so I'm getting the hang of it a bit. You know what I mean? So see Gillespie with shots like these at the table. He ain't missing from me. I mean.
This is like a drill, isn't it? It's like a practice routine
Put
now.
him anyway. He ain't not going to feel from me. Scott's a great shot maker. See when he falls out of position and stuff like that. He's very clever. He can pull out shots like Scott played one of the best shots I've ever seen. Scott, he played a shot once where he was snookered and he was absolutely knackered, mate. I swear the shot he played was. He had a ball dead on the bottom rail, right, and it was dead, and he played off this bottom knuckle, off that knuckle, and he potted it in the corner. It was one of the best shots I've ever seen, man. But he played it. So when the balls is like this, he'll take them out every time.
Where does the name Goobsy come from, do you know?
I've absolutely no idea.
That's the only reason I want you to come and join me, to tell me that.
Do you know, there's a lot of players I don't know where their nicknames come from. I know Carl Morris's Houdini is because he escapes out of that many troublesome situations. He's got a good nickname.
Well, I told the story about how your nickname came about. I told the whole story about your uncle's video recorder getting stolen. I hope you don't mind me telling that story. You went down to the pub instead, and
that's right, and it all began from there. I told you that men laughed at us and mocked us. Twists of fate. The twists of fate that have happened in my life to bring me to this game. I honestly believe it was written. It's meant to be. Because I was a top amateur footballer, me, when I was a kid. At trials with Leeds and Sunderland, a few teams. As a right back, could play with both.
You could probably still get a game for Newcastle these days.
Well, maybe it's 10 years ago, I might, when Ashley was there, like, but it seems they've sorted themselves out. But kind of lost my train of thought where I was.
Twists of fate which bring you to the game.
Yeah, there's been so many things, like pushing us in that direction, because you see if the video recorder doesn't go missing, the uncle doesn't take me to the pub, the grown men don't laugh at us, and then I don't get the will to want to play. So it is absolutely crazy.
But who knows, you could have been playing for Newcastle United instead. What would you rather have done if you had the choice?
To be truthful with you, I'd rather have. I'm not a money-oriented guy. Is what I'm like. As long as I've got enough to get by in my life, I'm a happy dude. So, like with myself personally, I'm sponsored by like 5 different companies, and they've been with us, all the companies, for like 5 years. They've never like dropped us because
Just give them a mention. Who are they, Brian?
Yeah, let's give them a mention. So I'll start with me son's pool club first, which is also a little bit of mine. He uses my name. It's called Buzzers. It's in South Shields.
Oh, it's the actual name of your pool room.
That's my pool room called Buzzers. So my son will say, I'm the boss star. I'll say, what's the pool club called, son? I say, Buzzers. I'll say, I'll just leave that with you there then, right? You be the boss, but you use my name. So twists of fate for me have been like pushing us in the direction of being a pool club, and I'm so glad I've done it, because I've got to meet people like you, right? I've got made so many friends over the years. I've made so many friends, and see, and I'll touch on to something else, right? I used to be so passionate with the pool, right? I had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder when I was young, and it wasn't a chip like towards me and you. It was a chip towards the game. You know what I mean? I was that passionate. Like, if an opponent got a fluke, I'd really let it get us down. And see, now that I'm like in my latter years, that's all gone now. I just play with a smile on my face. Not like I didn't in the arena, because I'm in a match mode battle, you know what I mean? But if you take me away from the table, I'm a constant smiler, you know.
I know you are, yeah.
Constant.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best way of doing it.
Of course it is.
That'd be miserable, man.
I think the day that you stop enjoying the game and smiling about it, I think that's when the game becomes very, very difficult. It's a lot easier when you play with the attitude that you've got, for example.
Well, I've been like really downhearted. I've been really downhearted with the game over the last, I'd say that the last 4 months. I've been really downhearted because I'm dropping down the rankings a bit in England, right? But it doesn't tell a true story of why I'm dropping down the rankings, because every single event I'm pulling Tom Cousins, Chris Mellon, Jordan Shepherd or Stevie Dempsey. Now that's the elite.
Who's the best in the world at the moment, do you think?
Tom Cousins.
Tom Cousins?
In my opinion, Tom Cousins is the greatest player ever.
Wow.
Ever.
That's a statement.
It is a statement, because I've watched the changing of the guard. I've been a pro for 30 years. It's a long time. I remember Keith Brewer being at his pump, and then he got replaced.
Who's the toughest guy you've ever played?
The toughest guy I've ever played? Well, we'll probably have to name somebody I've never beaten.
Yeah.
So there's one player I've never ever beaten, and that's Carl Sutton. I never ever beat him. Most other players I've beaten though. At some point I've beat them all, but Carl Sutton, he just seems to be my boogeyman. But the strange thing is, I've never drew him on the Ultimate Series. I've never drew him in the pro events. I played him like previous to the professional setup. I played him 3 times, and every single time he just beat us.
What's the favourite game you've ever played? Is it the rule set, the game? Have you ever played snooker? Have you had a go at American pool? What's your favourite game?
You ever heard of One Pocket?
Yes.
That's my favourite.
It's a real gambler's game in the States. That's your favourite. Can you play it?
Yeah.
Wow. Come to Thailand, I'll get you some action.
Yeah, well, do you know, I'll tell you a story, yeah, right?
I know you've got a story, that's why I asked you.
It's a bit of a long one, mate. It's a bit of a long one.
We better save that for another. I'll tell you what we should do. We'll do a proper sit-down interview.
Yes.
Sometime, even if it's over Zoom. Maybe we can do it from your club when you're back home in Newcastle or whatever. We'll do it via Zoom.
Fantastic.
Are you familiar with Zoom?
Got it on me.
Brilliant.
I'm like,
we'll do a nice interview.
Brilliant, because I've just upgraded from a Nokia.
A 3110, is it? 3210, is it?
The answer calls
or 33.
messages. It was that old, my phone, right? I couldn't even send a picture message. So my son upgraded as he went, I've got to get rid of that phone. Like,
that was one of them ones where you had to press the ABC.
Yeah, that was it.
Press 3 times for a C, yeah?
Yeah, that was the one for me.
It used to take you 10 minutes to text somebody next door. You could have just gone round and had a cup of tea and had a chat.
I'm technologically hopeless, man. I can't do it.
We will do that. We'll sort that out. And I've just thought of another little thing. We had a discussion about Taum. about the chalk, because I know you got a kick
Yeah, it was
in
massive
your
as
match.
well.
Now you were using Town, but your opponent wasn't. So
Yeah.
there's the rub, isn't it? Even though you're using it and keeping the cue ball clean, if your opponent is using a chalk that does mark the cue ball, or gets onto the cloth and onto the cushions that give you a little funny bounce or something.
Well, maybe where I struck our cue ball, this is just me like thinking about it. Maybe where I've struck our cue ball, there might have been a bit of chalk on it. But I've never had a kick for 2 years, and to get one there, I didn't miss the pot.
Well, I honestly said in commentary, there's no way he's missed it by that much.
Not a chance, not by that much. I missed it by a mile, and you could see it straighten up when I hit it. It was a bad one.
Yeah, it
mate.
just goes
And
straight
it
on
probably
rather than
cost
the
us
cutting
the match,
angle.
that'd be fair, you know.
What was the score then, do you remember?
Well, I know that frame. If I get that frame, if you knock one off him and then you put one on me, I lost 8-6. So it's 7-7, isn't it? So it's massive. Not saying it would have won us the match, but I had to break in the last one. And I
And you
started
just started
well,
breaking
didn't I?
all right as well.
So,
Yeah.
but as I say, I lost to Craig. No bad feelings at all. Guy's class act,
Yeah, great player.
and he's out. And you know what it is, though? Not just a great player, absolute gentleman, mate.
I saw you having a little chat after the game with him. What was you talking about? You were explaining the shot. Were you telling him about the kick?
Yeah, he says Brian, it was massive. Yeah, you see this fella here, he's making some errors against Scott where I don't think you'll see Scott go here. Scott has got a bit of a tactical brain when he needs to, but he's also that aggressive. He might go here. I played a shot early on, similar to what Scott's gone here. I played it up the rail. I think he's going to play this with a shot of nothing.
Maybe stop the cue ball?
Yeah. He's played it as a shot of nothing.
Yeah. Good shot.
So
Clever shot.
yeah, what
Covered
he
it in
might,
case
what he
he-
might do now is he might pump this one in the top and chip the one off the rail. The problem with these shots, though, you see how you're going left of the bag to make this in. This is where the rattle. Now I've got a question for you.
Oh, no.
What do you think of this, right? I've been around a long time, right, and I've seen a lot of luck. Not just for me, I'm talking for all players here, right? When you're popping balls over the pocket, straight in, don't call anything, right? But you see, if you've got a double, or you've got something that's out of the box, you call it, right? Because I watched Jordan Shepherd lose his match yesterday. It took a fluke. The guy got a massive fluke, kept him in the game, right? So, a tiny rule change. If you don't make that ball that's not hanging over the pocket, so anything that's easy, don't call it. But anything that's like, what's he doing here? So if you've got a straight double
It's
in
a
the
grey
middle,
area, though, isn't
it's
it?
a grey area, but these rules come from American rules, and in America, if you get a fluke,
Oh, it's all call shot, yeah.
you lose your turn.
WPA rules are call shot. But I like what they did about the Chinese 8-ball. You know, they got rid of the call shot in that because it was just such a difficult game. And to be honest, I know the new players don't really like it as much, but the fans love it. The fans
Well, the
love
fans
a
love
fluke.
flukes.
They do, don't they?
Well,
they
the players don't
they
like
applaud
it,
flukes, don't
the
they?
players don't like it.
No, they don't.
And it's all about fairness for me, you know what I mean? It's like, why should a guy who's been lucky, like, get rewarded, and the bloke who's not done anything wrong, the guy's missed, you know what I mean? He's been rewarded.
I'm with you. That's
What?
probably why you like one pocket, because there's no luck in that.
Do you know, I'll give you a quick heads up on the story. I went to train with a Hall of Fame American one pocket legend.
Go on.
Legend, Freddie the Beard,
Right.
Pennsylvania. He was a one pocket money player. Now he didn't play tournaments. He played for money.
Oh, what a shot he's played there. Sorry to interrupt you. It's one of those ones we were talking about, you know, very missable.
Hit it at the right pace. So
And he stroked it, the beautiful stroke as well.
that's how you have to play on these tables. If I could give a tip to anybody that's never played on these before, what I would say to them is use a soft stroke. Everything soft stroke. As soon as you start putting a bit of power in, you're losing that white. And I found this flicking my wrists. It's been better than. Don't get us wrong, on shots that you have to cue, I cue them, you know what I mean? But anything like nitty gritty tiny little areas, I use my wrist. I just felt it with my wrist.
When you nipped out to get a bottle of water, I picked up your cue case and your cue, and I put it just behind us over there, looked nice and safe, and I couldn't help noticing it's a Louis Vuitton.
Yeah,
Just grab that case. Can you grab it from where you are? Look, I want to show it to the people on camera. Look, let's show the people on camera. Oh, it's gone off. It's gone off already. We'll get the camera back on during the next rack. I want to show you his Louis Vuitton case.
There's a little story with this one as well. There was 4 of these made. There was 4 made. I got one and it was signed by Peter Ebden when I got it. I've had this for 25 years.
Really?
I paid 400 quid for it 25 years ago. Friends are saying, right, if you put it on the internet, you'll get grands for that. Because it's a proper one, you know what I mean?
That's the first time I've ever touched anything Louis Vuitton. I've never been
Well, I'm not one like that.
in such opulence.
Me neither. I've got a Louis Vuitton case, but it doesn't mean like I'm one of them. Like
I bet you've got a Louis Vuitton belt as well somewhere.
Not like that.
No?
Everything's plain Jane. I just liked the case, and I thought 400 quid. I'm never gonna get another one of them. And I
Bet
bought
that's
it.
done some miles, hasn't it? Is this the one that was lost?
No, Carl Morris lost his, didn't he? I've never lost my cue. I've always.
Oh, it was Carl, was it?
Carl Morris.
Oh,
He's
I'm
just
sorry.
Got it back yesterday.
Oh, good.
His buzzing he was, because I think one of the cues, he had 2 cues in the case, and one of them was sentimental. So he was so happy to get that.
Yeah, he told me about the queue. 12 ounces it weighs, he told me. 12 ounces. I said, there's a cotton bud.
I couldn't play with that. But like, some people look at my tip and they say, Bri, how would you play with that? And I'm like, that's what I'm used to, you know what I mean? Like, if you give me bigger tips, I can't play with spin. So if you give me a 10 mil tip, I would find it really difficult to put spin on the ball. But you know, like spinning shots in.
We're going off piste here. Do you mind if I just open it up?
So come with the signature for Peter Ebden.
Best wishes, Peter Ebden.
I should throw that in the bin.
Hopefully,
I should throw that in the bin. It's not worth anything.
get rid of that. Well, that's how big is your tip? 8.5?
That's 7. It's 7 mil,
7 mil.
and that's the biggest tip I've ever had on. Because normally I play with a tiny little wall, right, Mark? Tiny little wall on the side with a millennium ball shape. I stuck that one on, and it's a Legends tip.
Okay.
So I'm old school, mate. I was one for not upgrading to chalk, and you know what I mean. I was just happy with like the old tools. So somebody we're gonna give Tom V10 a shout.
Yes,
right?
of course.
So
They're my sponsor as well, Town V10.
There's a little story with this, right? I'm playing in Lee Kendall's club, and I'm playing Sean's story, and I'm using tweeting chalk.
Yeah.
And
Green
I've got,
triangle.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do. Sorry, Gan, Geordie. Going. Gan means going. Let's talk about chalk there, won't we?
Yes.
Lost my train of thought again. Oh, my train of thought's
The
gone.
story behind this bit of V10.
Yes, so I'm playing Sean's story. I've got a drop-in shot, right, where I've just got to drop it in, but the white gets a kick, so it leaves us dead. Right, I play another shot similar, and does it again. So I've had 2 kicks and like 3 shots. It cost us 2 frames though. And there's a fella on the table behind us, and he's like, Buzzer, what kind of chalk are you using? I says, oh, I'm using a triangle. He went, you need to throw that in the bin, mate. It's hopeless. And he gave us a block of V10. He says, yeah, I have that. Well, I refused to pay the 15 quid because I was old school, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, it's not going to do anything. You know what I mean? I didn't really realise like how good this stuff is. So he gave us this block of chalk, and I have not had a kick until that match today. And that was 2 or 3 years ago.
I read an interesting story that there's some snooker clubs now in the UK which are actually banning any other chalk other than Town.
I think that's a great idea.
Because it increases the longevity as well of the cloth, you know, because it's not getting on the cloth and rotting the cloth.
Don't mark the table either, does
No.
it? But
It's
like,
incredible stuff, isn't it? I met the actual guy that
so
invented it.
So what's the technology behind it to stop you getting kicks then?
Well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you,
Oh,
mate.
you know the secret?
No, I don't.
No?
They won't tell me. But
Well, they need
it's,
to keep it like proper under wraps, don't
a
they?
lot of people have tried to reverse engineer it, but they haven't been so successful at doing it. And it is the leader. You know, I don't want to turn this into the town show, but they are one of our sponsors, and it is a great product. And you know, the amount of players using it now, they don't lie, right?
Well, I would say anybody that's not using Tom needs to get their cellar block, and they'll see for their own selves. No more kicks, which is huge. You don't want to be just giving frames up when the pool guards are saying, "Oh, there's a kick for you." You know what I mean? It's not your fault, is it?
I'm going to hook you up with the guys from town. They're lovely people. You know Mika Immonen, multiple world champion. He's one of the owners. He is actually the M in town.
Right.
There's Tony, who's the T.
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Right? The initials of the names.
Yeah, there's Andy, who's the A, and there's Jonas Ottonen, who is the O. So that's how it comes up. And it's an old-fashioned Finnish word, which means sort of like raw, or you know, aggressive, like a lion's roar, and that's why they use the lion's head as their.
Right. Hey, we're getting proper educational, aren't we?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
This isn't just here. Look, we're back on camera. So let's just show very quickly. There's his Louis Vuitton case. Look, absolutely amazing. 400 quid. How long ago?
25 years ago.
That's an antique. Let's just get the cue out very quickly if we can, if the camera stays on us. Just have a look at this tip. Where's the camera? The camera's over there. Just look at that. I'm trying to show you the tip. Look at that tip. What is it? 7.5 millimeters. 7 millimeters.
What you see for me, some people might think that's too small, but for me it's perfect. I can get spin on that. See when you first start playing pool, right, you'll find that you don't want to hit nothing but centre ball. When you first start
Yeah,
playing, everything's
Steve Davis was the master at that, wasn't he?
So you're either going to be centre ball, or a little bit higher centre, a little bit lower centre, yeah?
Yeah, work you up and down the cue ball.
Now, when I first started playing, I used to hit everything centre, but you get to learn like how to use the spin. So if I take it from the middle of the ball at the beginning, and now we'll go to current, I'm playing 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm right on the outskirts.
You're living on the edge of the cue ball.
On the edge. I won't put side on for nothing, no. But if I can get maximum spin, there'll be shots that tip size will help me with. You know what I mean? It might hinder his other shots. Chinese snookers, it hinders us.
Yeah.
It hinders us with Chinese snookers. I really struggle with them shots. That might be something to do with the tip size.
Let's just nip into this match very, very quickly. You're such an interesting guy. I could talk to you for hours, but there is a great match going on, and of course, maximum respect to these guys. Scott Gillespie 5-0 up at the moment.
Bit of a tactical for him. I don't know who's on what here. If Scott's on reds, I don't think he's going to go gameless. He's going to go 2 cushion 50s, 2 cushions.
Missed the 8.
This could be.
Oh, he's on the other one still though.
He's on the one at the top, so he might have to try and play the same shot again. If he can, just bump that red out, right, and marry the white on the other red. These are great shots in these rules.
I think he was looking at the bank shot, mate, the double. Maybe he's looking at a triple now.
Double, because I've done
double.
But he's going to have to go in between. He's going to have to miss the yellow on the way in. He's going to have to miss the black on the way out.
Very close.
Very close. He nailed one of them to beat me last week, you know. He had to pot a ball through a gap. I'm 6'5" up and he's got a double a ball. But I've got 2 yellows in the middle of the table, which is stopping the double. He has to play the ball through the hole. And I'm thinking, this is going to be some shot. I don't think he's going to make this. Yeah, and he got it, didn't he? And that stopped us winning that match, you know. So I've got to give Scott a bit of credit. He really did hang in like... I think Scott knows in his head, you know, he's got this guy's measure, you know. You know when you see an opponent like
He's looking. I mean, even that shot he just played, it shows that he's feeling very, very confident, right?
I think he knows he's going to get another shot, because this guy who's playing's like, he's missed a couple of easy ones, and you gain confidence from your opponent's misses.
Yeah, and very possibly his first game on this TV table as well. For the
Moroccan guy. So he's gonna feel what Jordan felt yesterday. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's hoping that his opponent clears up, like Jordan. But
he made us laugh when he was telling us.
Are the boys still in any of the tournaments, or are they both out? Just enjoying the...
You know what it is? They're loving it, mate. They're absolutely talking now about going on the Challenger Series. They've enjoyed it that much when we go back to England.
Oh,
they're
fabulous.
thinking about jumping on with me, which would be great for me, because to have me two children with us, like following in Dad's footsteps and showing them, they're not like pro level, but they're keen, you know what I mean? And my middle son's only been playing for like 2 years, and like, he can break and clear up. He says, Dad, would you teach us patterns? And I've been waiting for them to say to me, will you teach us? I've never forced it on them, you know what I mean? But I can't wait to do the Zoom thing with you, because I think I'll really blow your mind, you know, with some of the things that I'm going to say to you on it.
Well, I'm glad I've just bought Zoom Pro, because it means maximum 30 hours for a call. So that should do us, I reckon, don't you?
That'll be well ample, wouldn't it? We could probably do 60
we
hours.
Might have to do it. We might have to do it in 2 halves.
So look, here's an example here. We've got 3 easy yellows. These should be gone. I don't think he's finding the speed of the table properly either. Like, seems to be overhitting everything. Now you see this shot in the middle here. This is literally just a dink, you know. A dink, like a little flick.
I love that word, dink.
Just dink in there. A Geordie word.
Do you know, you don't hear the word snick enough either. You know, Ted Lowe used to say, snick this into the...
He's gone too far again, though.
You draw off the side rail here, 7 o'clock on the cue ball.
Yeah. Soft screw. There you go.
Nicely done.
So he's got his first frame, so hopefully that'll now give him a little bit of confidence, because the first frame's the hardest. And we might see the real, what's his name, Yasser? We might see the real Yasser Amrani, because when you see people on the TV, you can get an opinion of them of like, oh, he's not very good, you know what I mean? And that guy might be really good, but all he's doing is finding his feet. You know, I've seen so many players, top players, go on the TV and play some right old strange shots, you know what I mean?
What's been the highlight of the trip for you so far here?
For me, I think...
this, surely.
Well, the setup of the room is different class, but I'm going to touch on to something different.
Okay.
I'm going to touch on to the South African fellas. Never met them in my life. Caesar, I haven't met Eden, but I met the other fella that's with
Rashid.
So I'm watching, because this is the first event I've ever played in where they've been, because I've got first-hand experience where I can now like have a watch of them. So I'm watching these two fellas, right, and it was so refreshing to see these two guys playing so laid back, smile on their faces, right, like Tom Cousins. Have you seen how Tom plays?
We've not seen him yet on the TV table. I'm really hoping that he's going to be the game that they're going to show. I forget who he's playing now. I remember it's
Wadingham later, but he might be the game, you know.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Craig Waddingham. I mean, I think
that could be on. But they might give Craig a miss because he's been on twice already.
Yeah.
But Tom, I can't believe Tom hasn't been on yet, right?
No, I can't either.
Maybe they know he's that good at getting to the back end of the events. They're just waiting there.
Perhaps they're waiting for the final.
I love Tom. I think he's such
do you know, I've not even met him. I've heard so much about him. Nicknamed Top Cat, right?
Yeah. Well,
TC.
He's going to join Buzzard's stable now, he is.
Is he?
One of my sponsors is going to sponsor him next year.
You started to talk about your sponsors, but
then...
didn't I?
Yeah,
so and then we got sidetracked.
So we've got Buzzard Sports Bar and South Shields. We'll have Viking Scaffolding from Jarrow. We'll have Wolf Competitions, So I think he's going to sponsor a good few players, this fella. So we're going to become a wolf pack.
Right.
You like that
Pack
one?
of wolves, good.
Pack of
I like that.
Timberline is a local wood firm in South Shields, and this is a car firm on the side. So they've been with me for 4 years, and every year it gets to the last event, I'll go around and say thank you for the support. I will go in again next year. Yep, of course, Bri, because they're getting good exposure. You know what I mean? Like, with us having a record as well, that helps a little. You know what I mean? Because they mention it every time on the telly.
I know, you don't shut up about it.
I think a lot of people don't know about it. Be truthful, you know.
They will.
A lot of people don't
I'll
know
spread
about
the word, don't worry
it.
about that. So,
There you go, he's done it
safety
again,
shot,
look.
is it?
No, he tried to get on the red day,
Oh.
He just hasn't got the speed of the table, this fella. And when you're giving players like Gillespie leads like this, and you're getting chances like that, you have to take them.
You're kicking at the 1 by the 8. Oh, you can see it, can he? Has he got the thin edge here? Can he just snick this?
Nah,
Took the paint off it.
he's in trouble now. Snook at a death time now it is. So he's going to hit the two on the side rail. He's going to bring one out, just put him in behind the other one. He'll not go game here.
Duck in behind the yellow.
Not going game here. If he goes game here, I'll be amazed. Because Scott's using game management as well. 5-2, 6-1, massive in it. So Scott will 1-6-1, he'll not 1-5-2. And this is where, like, experience and gameplay. I played a young kid yesterday. He was only 14, Arthur Crispin, French young and 14-year-old.
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Pot them off the lampshades. So I'm like, okay, let's see what your tactical game's like, son. So I can't seem to break him. I cannot break him. He's winning. I cannot break him. And then when I finally do break him, I broke him. You know what I mean? I ground him.
What I found with your... It looked on camera as if you wasn't really changing anything. You were sticking with the same break but getting the same result. But then you did change finally. Why does it take players so long? Is it just because that's the one you've practiced and you trust it?
I think you're just finding that the hitting speed. You know, once you find that hitting speed of like what the pace is to hit them, to make the balls.
Because it's not a hard hit, is it? It's a stroke, isn't it? It's a controlled stroke.
But if you hit it too soft, more, it don't work. He's going to dog him in again. Look. So look at that. He's just got him in a world of trouble here. So I'll predict, gets his ball in hand, he'll pop the one in the middle, he'll bring the other one out that's on the rail, and then it's time to go. No more messing around.
Let's see if Yasser feels the same.
If he gets ball in hand, he's definitely putting it next to the middle pocket, and he's chipping that one off the rail, pot in the middle.
Look at this.
Now that's why you should have to call your shots. Oh, he's being punished in the same
You
thing.
know, they say, I wonder, can he play it into the same pocket off 2 rails? Can he steer the 8 ball between those 2 yellows, side rail and into this bottom right hand corner? Is that possible?
I think the shot for me is to go off the yellow on the top rail and try and skill it. Off the yellow on the top rail. Oh, he's gone for another one. Oh, he's got it. Oh, my. Wow. See what I mean? Just what we're talking around.
But you know, I've got a counter argument to that, because I think Scott should have gone.
I disagree.
There. See,
I disagree.
If you give your opponent a chance of coming back to the table, there's every single chance that what just happened on 2 balls.
But percentages wise, what's the chances of that happening?
The percentages, yes, but there is that argument that had he have gone there, he wouldn't have got back to the table maybe.
But Scott played that frame correct, and he's lost. Now that's like what I was saying to you about the flukes earlier. That's a classic example. Now it's 5-2. It was 5-0. It should have been 6-1. That guy's been rewarded with 2 terrible shots. Scott's been punished. If he calls that what he's done, he ain't going to call that, is he?
No, he'll never call it, because it's absolute slop.
It's bazonkas.
Bazonkas. Do you know, I used to have a bar called Bonkers. Yes, I did. Everyone said it suited me down to the ground. So back to the action again then. Well, this is getting, I think we better concentrate on this match a little bit now.
Becoming a game now, isn't it?
This is all of a sudden a lot closer than maybe it would have been. Scott breaking off.
He hasn't hit them right.
Didn't sound right, did they?
Yeah.
Doesn't it look wonderful, that arena?
Oh, it's beautiful. Raised the bar. They've raised it. Now the other countries saw ultimate pool now are going to have to stick to this blueprint. Even the UK is going to have to like take some of this. They have to, don't they?
Well, I'm going to try and get one of these ultimate pool events in Thailand, and you'll have to come along to that. I know you've been once before, but there's a great pool scene there now. There's some really plush clubs, and believe me, we could put on an event as well that would rival this.
I have another question for you. Do you think the UK-based professionals, there's only 10 over here, I think, this one, do you think we'll ever get an event where we get a pro tournament in a foreign country? So you see how we've got them all in the UK at the minute? Do you think we'll get an event where we'll get all the pros? Like, you know what I mean?
I'm sure.
It's got to come on it.
I mean, we just did a big Chinese 8-ball event in Thailand, $10,000 to the winner. We had 160 players from, I think it was 26 countries.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's good, that one. Yeah, I hope it happens though, because it's like, God,
I'm hoping that it'll be like, you know, there'll be a European tour where the ultimate pool will go around to different European countries every year, every other year. Then we'll have one in Asia where we could have it in Thailand one year, we could have it in Singapore the following, Malaysia, China. You know, really get the tour going around the world, because it's such a great game.
It's a brilliant game. This game's got chess in it. It's got chess in it, hasn't it? Moving them balls is just like moving pieces around the table, isn't it, if you do it well? It's got flair, it's got passion, it's got no compassion sometimes. That's the no compassion.
Yeah.
Crushes us sometimes. But I touched on something early on about over the last few months has deteriorated, right? Like, well, what's been happening in the game, like how cruel the game's been to us. Like, I haven't been participating in it. Like, I'm going to tournaments and I'm losing 7-2, but I'm not missing a ball, I'm not making a mistake, and I'm coming away thinking I didn't do anything wrong.
I think that's just the nature of the beast, and it will always be like that.
But you would think it would happen for you, then it doesn't happen. It would happen and it doesn't. I've on a little run where it's not happening.
But you know, you get players that go on runs where they can't lose.
Like,
you know, they'll win tournament after tournament.
Tom Cousins
but they can't do it forever.
Tom Cousins set a thing where I think he went like something like 26 matches undefeated. 26 matches undefeated. That is this standard of level in player. It's just absurd. That's why, for me, Tom is, in my opinion, he's the best ever met. I know Mick Hill's won 6 world titles, right? But an Ultimate Pool Series is harder to win than a World Championship.
Yeah, Mick Hill came to Thailand for the Chinese 8-ball. He's played a lot of Chinese 8-ball, and I'll tell you what, that man has such a brain for 8-ball. I mean, his tactics, I've not seen, I mean, I haven't seen everyone, but he's the best I've seen at tactics so far. Just incredible. It's so hard to commentate on because
he's class act, mate.
Yeah.
He's a miss, actually, isn't he? He's a miss. It's like English.
I wish he would play this again.
He makes a strange character, Mick, isn't he? It's like, considering how good he is.
He told me he just doesn't
bother.
He doesn't like practicing. He doesn't enjoy it.
He doesn't. And I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why he's not playing, because he could be picking up checks. He's a tournament winner, isn't he? He's a class act.
But you can't. Once that passion's gone,
it's gone, isn't it?
You know, my passion for playing kind of waned a little bit. I was never good enough to make good money at it. I was kind of a good amateur, I would say, or a medium amateur. But century break maker at snooker, and I was pretty good back in the day. But I never used to practice. I didn't like practice. I would only ever play matches.
And you have to, don't you?
And you have to practice. And when you lose that desire to practice, I don't care if you're the most, even Ronnie O'Sullivan, right? He still practices 6-7 hours a day. I mean, and you think
now, 40 years?
He's 47, yeah, 48.
How many hours has he put in?
6 hours leading up to a tournament. He'll play 6 hours a day.
That's incredible. That. Do you know what my training schedule is? Monday, 3.5 hours. Tuesday, 3.5 hours. Wednesday, 3.5. Thursday, 3.5.
Why 3.5 hours? There's got to be a reason.
Just the perfect for me. That is just the perfect.
Because that's the way a lot of the pros are going now, isn't it? They're getting quality time rather than quantity. So a lot of players now are doing 2-3 hours a day instead of doing and you know, solid, real focus practice rather than doing 8-10 hours a day where they're just knocking balls around and not really any purpose.
I couldn't do that at my age now. Like, see, for me, it's all about, I know the game like the back of my hand. I know the game like the back of my hand. All I have to do is make the execution part right.
What I noticed in your, I love to study technique, and I felt you were a little bit stabby at times. Is that
because I've changed my cue action?
Yeah.
For them tables. So if I'm on a table that's not so slick like that, I will play a stroke. I know off experience that if I start stroking like this, playing the cue, arm going, I'm going to overhit everything.
But Chris Melling plays that way.
I don't know how he does it.
He's an enigma, that guy, isn't he? How can he play with that amount of backswing? I mean, his arm almost goes out horizontal.
And if you notice, it's one and then it's a hit.
Yeah, and on the backswing, when his hand opens up, he's literally holding the cue between his thumb and forefinger.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know
how he does it. To play that,
I mean, my favourite player to watch.
Oh, by a mile. There's nobody can play shots like him. He's sick at times. Some of the things he comes up with is just absolute sick. Scott's messed it up, yeah.
Played that nicely.
Yeah, but he's passed the table over, hasn't he? So see here, you're looking for, personally, what I would do is, I'd chip the red to the top cushion, I'd go up to the left-hand side rail, and I'd park the white on the top rail behind the 3 blockers.
Like that?
Just like that. Where I would have played to miss the red there.
Okay.
I wouldn't have played to pot the red, I would have gone for the snooker.
These 2 reds, though, do look like they're a plant, a combo into this bottom. Certainly makeable, so leave that till last.
Got an angle now if he wants to pump them open. Oh no, that's terrible.
Look at the cue ball.
It's terrible.
Oh dear.
That's the table got him there, you know.
Yeah, Scott couldn't believe what he just saw either.
Well,
it can only be nerves though, Brian, right?
I think that's just settled what's happened in the last frame. That's just settled. So he's had a bit of good luck, one frame, hasn't he? He's had a bit of bad, well that wasn't bad luck, that was a bad shot.
Yeah, it's a bad shot.
So maybe 6-2 is a correct score here. 6-2, would you say correct score?
So how will you prepare for your match you're playing at 6:30?
Today?
What are you going to do? We'll go and have a bit of lunch after this probably.
Yeah, well today I'm going to sit round the pool for a bit.
Make sure you get some sunblock on, it's pretty hot out there, mate.
You see me, I've got Arab blood in me, you know.
Have you?
I'm the only player ever in history. I made history twice at the same event. I was the first player ever to represent Yemen as a professional pool player at the World Championships.
Do you know what? I'll counter that. We're going to play top trumps. Who have you appeared for in what sport, right? It's a new competition I've just thought up. I've played for Fiji at cricket.
Yeah.
I have.
Is it because of your bloodline?
No, it's got nothing to do with my bloodline. They were just short. Some of their players never got a visa to visit my local cricket club, and it was the qualifiers for the World Cup.
Unbelievable. You played?
And I played for Fiji, and I scored the winning run for them as well. Yes, I did. That's my only claim to fame.
That's incredible.
Fiji of all countries.
So you're a batter. Were you a batter or a bowler?
I was actually a left-arm medium pace bowler. They called it a swing bowler, and I've had 1 hat trick as well.
3 wickets in a row.
3 wickets in a row.
Bit
yeah.
of an enigma, eh?
Do you know what? And they're supposed to give you the ball, and I still haven't been given the ball.
Oh, you deserve it for that, mate. Yeah, but my grandfather was born in Aden in Yemen. And back in the day when it was world rules, I bent the rules a little. So
You breaking the rules?
No, I didn't break them. I bent them.
Oh, okay.
Right? So how it worked, right, was you could go as far back as your bloodline, grandparents. Right? So I'm born in England. My mum's born in Wales, and my grandfather was born in Yemen, Aden. I can choose between England, Wales, or Yemen. Now, at that time, it's a 64-man comp if you're seeded. Right? So England's got their players, shut shop. Wales got their players, shut shop. Right? Yemen's got nobody. So I say, all right, I'm going to represent Yemen. You need to prove it, Brian.
But did that mean you couldn't play for England in the future, or
Start long ago, maybe I could be
they
eligible
forgot?
now.
Did they? They might have forgotten till
think
now.
there's
You've
a
gone
lot-
and just reminded them.
I think there's a lot of people who won't have forgot to remember me playing for Yemen. But the reason I did it was I would be seeded straight into the last 64. So I missed 10,000 qualifiers. I'm into the main
Was you
event.
straight in the old?
I win one game, I think. I win one game to be into the money, which is decent. But it wasn't about that for me. It was just basically dodging 10,000 qualifiers, you know what I mean? So they weren't just going to let us do it. They had to prove to them my granddad's passport, which was a blue Yemen passport with Arabic writing on the front. I proved that, give it to the organisers. They then says, right, we need a letter off the Yemen government to say that you can be their representative. I'm like, how am I going to do that? I can't write Arabic, I cannot speak Arabic. So I went to my local mosque. I says, will you write us a letter in Arabic to the Yemen government, the Ministry of Sport in Yemen, and will you tell them I'm a professional pool player and I want to represent us in the World Championships? So he wrote it all in Arabic, sent it away for us. I waited 8 weeks or so, never heard a thing, and then I got a letter in the post with Arabic writing on, and I knew it was from them. When I opened it, it was in Arabic. I couldn't read it.
Back to the mosque.
Back to the mosque. So I gives it to the imam, and the imam, I'm looking for body language of like smiles and stuff like that, and he sat stern-faced, and I'm like, they mustn't have accepted this, because he's not giving any smiles and out. And then he read the letter and he went, hey, you going to play for Yemen? I said, oh, did they accept this? He went, yeah, they've accepted you, you're going to be our man. So I made history that day. I was the first player ever to represent Yemen. So into the tournament, I go into the last 64, I play Lee Kendall, I win 8-1, I go into the last 32, I play Craig Reynolds, who was a great professional back at the time, I win 8-1, right? Next thing you know, I'm in the semis, I've dropped 4 frames in the entire event, and I play a guy called Cedric Souville, French European champion. Nobody had ever done a 9-0 on Sky Sports World Championship TV, and I 9-0'd them. I was the first player ever to do a 9-0 on TV.
A Yemenese donut.
But I got like 2 bits of history in one day.
Wow.
It's like, it's true, you know what I mean? And I say, Bri, where's your camel? And I turn up at the event. I say, I've got to park round the corner, just having a feed and a rest.
So finally,
Yeah, Scott's
on the hill.
was in this game. There's only one winner in this match now. I've really enjoyed being in the box with you, mate.
well, you're welcome anytime. You make the job
It's been great, hasn't it?
much easier. I don't know whether the fans are enjoying the commentary so much though,
you
because we
get
haven't
any
really been
comments?
talking about the match, have we?
We've done bits. haven't
We've
we?
done little bits, haven't we?
So do you get to see if anybody's commenting on you, do you?
I do but I've been so captivated by you that I've not even looked at the screen, because I like to look at people when I talk to them, and I've not really had the chance to look at the screen because I've been looking at you most of the time.
Look at body language, right? Look at the guy in his chair there, 7-2 down, slouched in his chair, and
Yeah,
looks like I'm done here. I look at Scott,
can't wait to get out of
total
it.
different body language.
Yeah.
See, body language is a great giveaway, you know.
I watch it all the time. That's
Me
one of the
too.
things I watch for.
And I also watch my opponent's backhand as well. I watch my opponent's backswing, and I want to see if they're shaking.
Oh yeah,
I do, mate, huh?
there's a comment here. Can't understand a word that guy from Newcastle is saying.
Tell him I'm a Geordie.
Can we have some subtitles, please? I'm joking.
He needs a book of Geordie, tell him.
I'm sure.
And I'm not actually speaking in Geordie language here, you know. I'm trying my best to use...
I mean, I wouldn't understand you if you spoke Geordie, would I?
Some English can't understand me, mate.
Yeah. Some English can't understand me.
But as long as everybody's...
So let's just see what they're thinking. Are you enjoying this little chit-chat, guys, we're having? Brian Howcrow and myself, a legend of
I'm the longest serving
English
professional, you know. I'm the longest serving.
You've got a few records, you, haven't you?
Got a few, mate, I haven't got like title-winning records, but I've got the quirky ones. I've got all the quirky records.
It's best to be quirky or first. It's always best to be first. No one could ever beat that.
It is, mate. I'm just so... You know, when you look at things, right, you have to look at things in perspective, right? Now, when I said you look and stuff like that, how lucky am I to be doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I have to look at it. There's probably a lot of people who would love to swap places. So that's the way I look at it. I'm kind of lucky to be able to play at the highest level against the best players.
I think we as humans tend to look at the end, the destination, rather than just enjoying the journey. And this journey that we're all on, that's taken us literally all around the world, following the cue sports that we absolutely love, is our passion. You know, no amount of money could ever be as satisfying.
He's played a great clearance, to be fair to him here, like, because I think he's just letting his arm go now, you know.
Yeah, just mind the scratch.
There you go, brother. Well done.
Nice warm,
fair play to
applause.
Yasser there, because he's under the caution. I think he's just thought, I'm going to just enjoy it. I'm going to let the shackles off, and there you go. He's knocked the breaking dish in.
Yeah, nice big buffer though for Scott Gillespie. He'll be feeling pretty good in the chair still. Carl Morris has just had an 8-0 win over Guillaume Poulby from France. There's a few French good players here, isn't there?
Yeah, there's some that there's not just French players that are good, some of the Moroccans. Like, you don't know whether you're going to get one that's a class act, or you don't know if you're going to get one that's going to give you a lot of table time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a lot of real talent in Morocco and Africa in general for snooker and pool.
Do you think snooker's dying a bit, Mark, or think it's on?
I don't think it is. I mean, talking about changing some rules and that, I would certainly change some rules. I would have another tour for snooker. I'd have not just I'd still keep the home internationals like the British Open, the Welsh Open, the Scottish, the Irish, brilliant tournaments. Keep them the same. Yeah. Keep the blue ribbon events the same. Keep the World Championship the same. Don't change the format. Don't change anything. Yeah. But I would have some tournaments in between to just gain some interest for some new fans. You're always going to get die-hard snooker fans watching whatever, but to get new fans, you need to change certain things. And I would definitely hit a rail after hitting a ball.
Oh, that would change.
And I would
things,
definitely bring back ball in hand. I would not bring back, I would introduce ball in hand for snooker. And the other thing I would change is the miss rule. If you miss 3 times, it's ball in hand.
Oh, not loss of frame, no.
No, not loss of frame, but ball in hand. Because at the moment, an in-off, a scratch, whatever you want to call it, it's not punishment enough to have to play from the D. It's just doesn't mean anything really.
Maybe they might get modernised.
I would love to see it, and the shot clock as well. You need the shot clock. I would merge more pool into snooker.
That would affect Selby, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, he's coming to the end of retirement. He's just going back into Chinese 8-ball, isn't he? Mark Williams is now just signed a lucrative contract with Joy, I believe, where he's going to be playing a lot more Chinese 8-ball. Your good friend Gary Wilson, not at the end of his snooker career, but he's got an interest in both 9-ball and Chinese 8-ball.
The Tyneside Terror. That's his nickname.
What is it?
The Tyneside Terror.
Is he? He's a lovely fella, isn't he? I only met him once, but what a lovely guy.
Yeah, he's nice as Gary.
I believe, didn't I hear you? I heard a rumour that you taught him how to jump.
I did, in China. You won't believe the shot I nailed, mate. He must have thought, God, Buzzer's class, like. He says, Buzzer, how do you jump? I was like, nobody showed you how to jump there, because the snooker players know how to do it.
No.
So I put the white in the jaws of the pocket, right? I've put a ball in front of it, and the ball I'm jumping over is on the blue spot. And I'm like, right, I'll show you how to jump. And I've knocked that ball straight in the top left-hand bag, out the jump shot. I says, that's how we do it, as easy as that. I can't believe it.
I would definitely never bring the jump shot into this or to snooker. No. Never. That would be sacrilege, especially on these beautiful cloths.
The cloths, man.
Yeah, exactly.
The cloths.
Yeah.
You'd be paying 200 quid for recovering balls.
Quick word about the cloth. I mean, this Strachan Superfine, beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. Do you like the grey? You a fan of the grey? Do you prefer green?
Used to it. No, at first it was a bit getting like acclimatising, but this match is over, mate. I love it, man. Now that I've got the hang of the pace of how to hit things and that.
We're going to have to stop talking in a minute, mate.
I know this is over, mate. Have you got another interview to do when you go down to interview all the players?
I'm going to go and get some lunch, hopefully.
Or was I just getting special treatment with the interview?
No, just you. You're the only one I wanted to go and interview.
That's proper special. So, for the match.
Call the final 8 ball. Come on, Brian.
You ain't missing this. Do you think it's all over?
It is now.
It is now.
Brian Halcrow, thank you so much, mate, for
thank you for having us.
Brilliant insights and your lovely stories. So nice. Thank you so much for sharing your Q case with us. No, you've got too much money if you've got a Louis Vuitton case. That's all I'm saying. We're going to end it right there. Thanks, you, Brian Halcrow, myself, Mark White. We're back with more action for you very, very soon. Thank you so much, guys. From us two, say ta-da.
Ta-da. That was class, mate.